mood in this scene is determined by the experience in the previous scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what did you feel?
I felt that the work you have done on this relationship between Subu and her sister is very useful, but it took a lot of space.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, you know, when you present to the audience two things, two problems, like uh, her addiction to this like unhealthy relationship with her sister and her not having an apartment, the audience will always pick up the stronger problem, even if they are connected. And which means that the audience might feel a bit not lost, but like frustrated because one part of us, when we watch a film, will be willing to follow this plot, which is very interesting and very strong because it affects a woman who is already fragile, who has an adoption project, and who suddenly loses everything. We will follow that, because it's the law of physics, of nature, of the strongest thing is what causes. And I think that reading the text, I just thought it's great that you have done this work on these two sisters, but maybe it should be balanced a bit more in the way that, we say you have a dog, and this dog, when he's happy, is moving his tail, or when he's unhappy, he's putting his tail down. Uh, the dog is the main thing, not the tail. It's the dog that should move the tail and not the tail that should move the dog. And sometimes I have the feeling that the tail is moving the dog, and the dog is the scam, and not the scam, but this uh, strong feeling of injustice, of not controlling your life when you lose something that is so important for you, something in which you have put so many efforts. And so that was my main feeling. But as I told you, first, I think it's great that you have done this job, because that's how we should do. We should give it a chance to everything that we think is important, and this is important. But I will tell you, for me, there are two reasons why this story between the sister and Subu is somehow too heavy. First, because as I told you, it is not as interesting as the project that Subu has. So it slows down. It slows down the dynamic of the film. And second, is because Ramya is not really not. She is psychologically connected to this scam, but she's not an opponent in this project. For instance, if you take Niha, she's really an opponent because she's part of the company. In a way, she's part of the company, and she's living with Anar. Brinda is living with Fulmati. They are like this, you know. But we don't have that with this couple of those two sisters. And I know that you tried to to make Ramya an opponent. But for those two reasons I have just tried to describe, I think that we have to balance. We have actually to bring back something that will push the character forward and not backward. Because Ramya is actually a character who is holding Subbu. She's the reason that pushes Subbu to do what she does, but it's a reason that is negative. It is negative, like the father for Anar. You know, the father is someone, and something that is explaining why Anar does all those things, but he doesn't need to be a direct opponent. So I think that we should reconsider building Subbu's motivation to get this apartment. Because now what we have is
What? I lost the word. Building what?
her motivation to get this apartment,
Sorry.
to get her apartment.
François, we lost you for a while. Can you repeat last one sentence?
Yeah. I think that we should work on a way to be with Subbu more in her fight to get her apartment. And we had it when she had this connection with this boy. You know, when she was when we connected the apartment with the boy, we had it. It's just to give you an example. That it doesn't say we have to bring this connection with the boy back, but I have after I did the analysis, I went through all the version of the script and of this chapter, and I found some versions where we were with her much more, much more.
So, when I'm reading this, I have this, like I think I'm understanding what you're trying to say, and I'll tell you, like there are total 30 scenes, but the scene where scam is main, or the scene where scam is main and family neurosis is secondary, are lesser in comparison to others. So I think, and the scene where family and the theme is really primary and scam is secondary are quite a lot. Many of the scenes are like that. So yes, I think I can identify the problem to certain extent, but I don't have solutions.
Well, I have proposals for that. It's like quite radical. We can try it. You can think about it. So my suggestion is that we keep the nephew, but we don't create connection between Subbu and this nephew.
Okay.
The nephew is there, but we don't make connection between them. Subbu is there, but she doesn't care about this child.
Okay.
She cares about the other one.
Okay.
The other one doesn't have to be autistic, but he can be older. So she can, when the film starts, she already has a connection with this child. This is something we can understand when she goes to the orphanage, that actually she is in the process of adopting this child, and there is a last thing that has to be checked, and it's her apartment. She doesn't have her apartment. Just by doing this change in relationship will give Subbu's project strength in the future, not in the past. Because this nephew thing is for me creating. It's not that it's wrong. It is okay. It is correct, but it is not dynamic. You know. So when she loses the apartment, I mean, when she understands that she doesn't have an apartment, uh, we don't know what is the motor inside of her that makes her do the move. You know. That's why I think that it would be good to try that. Just try. Uh, for instance, you open the film. She's in front of the orphanage, uh, talking with a boy. This boy is 5 or 6. You know, we had this scene in one version,
Yeah.
and that's why she's late at work. And her flat is tired. We keep everything. And then she's at home with her sister, and we see this other boy who has almost the same age as this first one. We immediately understand Subu's project to get an apartment. We understand that it is also connected to her sister, that there is something that is like she wants to repeat, you know, she wants. So we are in the same pattern. Just we make her project more dynamic.